This is Honest Business, Part A. Hello, Perceptive Reader. I'm coming to you this morning as a James Poeartistry consultant. Over the years, I've read different books. I've shared some of them with you and listened to them even through Audible. And yes, even library books, over the many, many years, so to speak, that did reference how you be professional, uh, how to conduct business, and of course, correspondence and letter writing, things of that nature. Now, no matter what type of business you're running, especially when it comes to trading your products or you see selling your products, I've used illustrations quite a bit about a farmer's market, or if you're a farmer, because it's very simple. And I've actually just seen the way people got along in that way. You see what I'm talking about? Uh, so, with that being said, I saw something recently where a person was still having their expression or view of building your empire. So, here it is. You can even have one shop, when you agree, and that one shop could end up gaining so many customers that, again, it takes care of yourself and you're able to help out your community. However, when you have that type of arrangement, you know, you just can't cook everything. You see what I'm saying? Um, Especially if you got a small shop, you just can't always make everything unless, see, pay attention to this. See, there's been times where persons were placed in situations where if people just made an order for this or that and they knew ahead of time, you see, or what the customer was requesting, what would they have to order? I was thinking about an episode of even Wyatt Earp. Yes, I got to use Wyatt Earp. Remember the sheriff, um, where he wasn't the sheriff, he was a marshal. And marshals have a wider range of territory, at least back in the day. And so, anyway, some of his episodes involve people who had the trader's store, see? And those stores, I mean, they would take in buffalo hides, they would take in a whole bunch of stuff from the range, but then at the same time, they were known to order whatever people needed. I mean, from uh, I was going to use the term light bulbs, but candles and things of that nature, whatever was just needed, you see. And it would take times, weeks, or months. But thank goodness we live in a technology age. We can certainly get whatever we request, really, sometimes within 24 hours. That's a reference to Amazon Prime. And that wasn't a shameless plug at all. I'm just telling you that was an example how we can basically get whatever we want or need, you see. So, with that being said, I want you to know that what I'm doing is the reason why this is called, a professional moment part A or what have you, is because maybe I don't know whether I'll do this every single day or not. But the reality is, for some of you, who've known me for years, we really got our understanding in certain ways. And with that reality, in order to help secure and protect what already was being built, see, I've always been, at least for myself, managing my own stuff. Okay. And the thing about it is, if you want, because it would be a responsibility But if you want to continue to protect what you already established, let's just face it, every smiling face that even you've dealt with was not really to help you in your benefit to grow. And you know that's true. So if I'm a business and see, I see it in my mind, I told you I have to do a lot of stuff in my mind. I wish I could draw it out, some of these items. So I got to just be simple. I'm going to have right now really about, I'll start small, like I said, but it'll still be within seven different doors, or that I'll tell you, or you see where I'm at in this way or that way at times. You'll have to imagine it in your mind, so to speak, of how I may conduct business in this way, what I'm looking for here or there. And I'll tell you really where I'll be at on this day. See, you think of that as an example. It's like I'll post it on the on the on this, you see, on the podcast, but I also post it, you see, on one of my pages. I have noticed, for example, that there is even one set of YouTubers and talented individuals that do have a tendency to visit my feed. It seems like almost like every Tuesday about. Now, granted, I'm not saying that I will focus on, these different persons that come to my feed every Tuesday, but the whole point is I know I consider just certain items that they may have. You see what I'm talking about? So with that being said, then this is an example, even though I told you I'm getting ready to do it really within the next 24 hours. And I'll let you know. Then what I would do on that day, you see, with my business empower mindset, so to speak, of, I'm telling you, a growth, a lucrative living, if you will, or what have you, where everyone can benefit, so to speak, then what I will do is let you know this is the door that I'm at. You see what I'm saying? This day or what have you, for you. Now, I won't mention the name, but if you're still basically serious about some type of currency transaction, you see, and I'm talking not just funny money, I'm talking real money, you see, then that would be your time that day. And the verification methods would be, you see, mybuymeacoffee.com/James Poeartistry. That's the only one I'm going to use. I know I have all these other apps, but that's my whole point. And with this transaction, you see, you already know. Some people, they can provide, you see, less than $1. I would just say a minimum of $1. You see, even just for that day or what have you, or minimum wage if you want to look at it. It depends on, who you are, your company, and things of that nature. So this is something to really consider because this is what I'm doing, and by doing this, it'll help me to keep things secure. I can see and monitor exactly, not exactly, but have more of a better grasp of what's going on. So, I give solutions, and now it's up to anybody who's listening whether they appreciate the solution or they don't. But as I said before, there are just some methods and ways of interacting with people and communicating with people that it's just no longer viable for the type of technology age we have moved into. It isn't. Now, overall, when I say you can take it to the bank, I'm telling you the fact of the matter, you can take to the bank. And so some people have really messed up their own businesses over the years. Why? Because they just wouldn't listen to me. Now, you can get yourself back together. I'm giving you a way to get yourself back together, but you're going to have to just listen, and you're going to have to just move. When I tell you to move, you'll always just have one day to be able to do this or that end. But I can still monitor in some ways what's happening in a variety of other ways. Now, that's reasonable. That's trying to help you to get yourself back together for some persons who this would apply to. It's very few, but all the same. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay? Take care.